Hi, Evolvers. I'm Tori Stevens, a talent development strategist and career expert, and welcome to Career Evolution. Together, we will unlock personal development to evolve your professional experience. We will do this through pep talks, self-work assignments, and real-world experiences. Thank you for choosing to be the change that you wish to see in this world. I've had this idea of a podcast in my head since I began my entrepreneur journey in 2018. I'm one of those individuals that even though everybody is doing the thing, I don't want to do the thing unless I know I actually want to do the thing. You should write a book. You should have a podcast. You should be on social media more. I have to make sure that when I do something, I'm doing it with pure intention. So this podcast now is coming to fruition, but there's a backstory that I feel needs to be told. A lot of the time when we listen to podcasts or when we see something online, we only see the quote Instagram version of something. But there's such a backstory, and I'm going to take a few moments to tell you mine. One of my expressions that I say is that we need to take our own advice. Something you probably have heard before is that sometimes our name is either on the bottom of our to-do list or not on our to-do list at all. And over the last 6 years of me being an entrepreneur, that has too happened to me. So just because I'm here to teach you how to not do that doesn't mean that I don't fault at that either. But there's always a good lesson or gift or growth moment to be had. For me, what happened is I was giving my time, love, energy, and attention to my personal and my professional life. And I have worked really hard because in the past, I used to not have a personal life and was very professionally dominant in my career. But when I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina from Michigan 11 years ago, I knew I wanted that to change. As I began my entrepreneur journey 6 years ago, I put in the grind and I put in the hustle to make it past the statistic of 90% of entrepreneurs won't make it out of their first year or for their third year. But I wanted to make sure that I could understand the patterns and the themes that I continuously saw in individuals. And throughout this podcast journey, we're going to go down the bunny hole and I'm going to describe all of those different themes and analogies that I've come up with throughout the last 6 years. But for the last couple of years, I've been intentional on spending time with one-on-one coaching clients. But this is my opportunity to build this podcast, to plant seeds of significance in the lives of others, and including giving me time and space in order to produce the podcast the way that I want to. I feel that one of the most important factors of life is not just gaining a net worth, but having a network. I chose to bring in individuals this year so that I wasn't a solopreneur, and partnership has been my theme for the year of 2024. I found an amazing virtual assistant who led me to a wonderful production company, and soon we started building a relationship, including spending a week all together in this production studio to have this podcast produced for everybody, include myself. But there's a backstory that I need to tell you that is so important, which is the amount of fear that came up in me the night before I started this production. I had so much head trash, doubt, anticipation, nerves. I wanted to back out of this. And when I think about one of the reasons why that I haven't done this podcast in the last 6 years, it's absolutely because of all those fear-based elements that I just told you. So what I need you to recognize, and I'm saying out loud to myself, is just because we're in an engagement and I'm supporting you and telling you what you could do in order to better your life doesn't mean that I don't have to give myself the same advice all the time. But the most important factor for myself is communicating with others of what is happening inside of me so that I can be supported outside of me. It's been such a joyous experience, a hard one at that. I know that it is going to be some sleepless nights, and now also I'm going to have some very restful nights, but I know that this is so important in order for me to do. My favorite artist, Michael Franti and Spearhead, he has a song that I very much adore that's called People Need People. What I like to say is human to human. We're all people to people or humans to humans having a human experience. This podcast is going to have some ups and downs. I think it's important to be raw and truthful of what's happened in order to get to this point. So when we all recognize that when we each go on our career evolution, there are going to be so many moments of brilliance and significance that some of them are going to feel really nerve-wracking and other ones are going to feel very joyous. But at the end of the day, what's most important is that you have chosen yourself to be the change that you wish to see in this world. So I'm thanking you for being on this journey with me. And for the last 6 years plus, and for many years to come, we will all continue to be on this evolutionary journey together. Thank you for taking the time to unlock your personal development to evolve your professional experience. Don't forget to spread the love, subscribe, and share. Want to keep evolving? I speak, coach, and consult with individuals, teams, and businesses. See you next time.